What up? Hello, everybody. Long time no see. So I just recorded 2 videos, and I went to edit them, and I realized I recorded them with the desktop audio on mute, so it didn't record any sound at all, which sucked. So those videos are absolutely useless. So here I am, recording another reaction video. I'm so irritated because I was just like, ooh, it was a nice video with a really nice, intro and stuff and things, and it's all gone, so it's whatever. But basically, just of it, what I said is I hope you guys are all doing good, staying healthy and safe, and I hope you guys are not in any type of, I hope you guys are like hanging in there, basically. I know with everything that's going on, people got laid off work or don't have a job anymore, or that's the same thing, but got laid off work, have reduced hours, or stuck at home. So I hope you guys are staying sane and protecting yourself. But I hopefully you're finding solace in whatever you can, and maybe you'll find in this video, who knows. But yeah, so today we're going to be reacting to top 10 most impactful anime rage moments, volume 2. Rage moments are my favorite type of rage moments. What? Rage moments are my favorite type, my favorite thing in anime. I love it. And I just love when the character fucking powers up and they're like, wah! Yeah. Why volume 2? Because we're watching volume 2. So I'm very excited. I see, who is this? You got Goku screaming in the background. I'm excited to see, and maybe I'll get some new anime to watch in the process, since I'm stuck at home, living in my room, basically 24/7. But yeah, hopefully this time desktop audio does not mess me up. But without further ado, let's get into this video. Wink.
So I saw that you guys liked the previous video on rage moments, and of course I figured out that I had to get this one going. 10 rage moments was something, but why not go further beyond that? For this edition of Top Rage Moments, we're going to be bringing you not just the main character moments. This time, I decided to feature even side characters as well. Hey, who said that only the main characters can have intense moments of rage and emotion in anime, hey? Without further ado, here we go. Strap your seatbelts on and get ready for the ride.
I'm sorry, that was Gohan. I don't know.
We begin things with a classic, Gohan's rage moment during the Cell arc. Things take a turn for the worse in Cell's battle against Gohan. Realizing that nothing seems to be working as far as awakening Gohan's latent powers, Cell decides to create smaller blue versions of himself. The Cell Juniors get the job done with ease, being more or less perfect imitations of Cell's powers. Despite Gohan's anger, it still wasn't enough though. The breaking point comes when Android 16 gets crushed by Cell after words of encouragement. Realizing that it's fine to go wild and fight to defend his loved ones, Gohan reaches his limit and creates a moment that would soon become a trademark of this arc. The death of Android 16 enrages Gohan to the point of unlocking Super Saiyan 2. To say that Gohan became very angry is a gross understatement. You can just feel the emotional outpouring watching this scene, and you can tell that he really had enough and that Cell is gonna pay. He quickly defeats Cell Juniors with his newfound power, but the battle with Cell is far from over. You'll just have to rewatch this arc for that.
Wild.
At number 9, we have Asuka in End of Evangelion. For much of the Evangelion series, I'd say that Asuka got the shaft. She may be one of the forerunners in one of the most long-lasting waifu wars in anime history, but her actual on-screen performance is, let's just say, it's lackluster. She does have a moment of glory in End of Evangelion after overcoming her mental hurdles and reaching a state of full synchronization with Eva 02. With that, she proceeds to do battle with MP Evas and manages to win in a commanding victory that we haven't seen out of her in episodes, at least at first. Alas, the show had to end for her, and she gets pierced by the spear of Longinus, but even as she goes down, her rage seemingly wills her on before she gets put down for good. But don't tell me that the preceding rage moment was not something that stayed in your minds for a very, very long time.
Oof. Oh yeah.
Up next, in
Tokyo
8th place, is Kaneki's rage moment against Nishio. Despite the impression that his gentle appearance at first glance may give, knowing the nature of Tokyo Ghoul would clue everyone in that Kaneki would have one of those moments right up his sleeve. We didn't have to wait long to see the inevitable, as Kaneki unleashes his rage onto Nishio in episode 2. Certainly not one of the scenes for the faint-hearted, as we're all gifted with some of the more egregious censoring on anime courtesy of the negative colors. Just buy the Blu-ray, they say. Nonetheless, the moment still remains a memorable one thanks to Kaneki's voice acting, the way his Kagune appears, and the overall violence that the resulting beatdown entails.
Oh, I love
With Harrison's plethora of characters who just simply ooze badass and edge, you'd expect the series' most impactful rage moment to come from someone like Alucard or Anderson. However, in my opinion, the most impactful one of them belongs to Seras Victoria. I think that it's the flashback beforehand, that and the fact that Seras, one of the sweetest and most pure-hearted characters in the series, was responsible for one of the most intense rage moments in the show. It kind of caught me by surprise, actually. Thanks to Pip's sacrifice in the losing fight against Zorin Blitz, Seras gets saved, but Zorin resumes his relentless assault. After the Millennium Vampire insults Pip, Seras decides to finally drink Pip's blood. This lets her restore herself and to unload a can of ass-kicking, ultimately taking down Zorin. You really shouldn't have insulted Pip.
Damn, she went nuts, dude. It's also a really good anime.
Gintama comes in at number 6 with Kagura's scene in the fight against Obito. Need a quick way to get your shonen main character riled up and unlock a hidden power? Harming his or her friend seems to be the surefire way to do this. In this episode, Obito quite easily handles Kagura and Shinbachi. Coming out with a brand new slasher smile and a look fitting of a horror movie monster, Kagura turns the tides on him and the battle takes a sudden turn. Kagura finally awakens to the impulse of her yato blood. However, it all seems for naught as Obito finally contains Kagura, or so he thought. After a jump scare, Kagura quickly resumes work and leaves even the spectators wondering if that's really the Kagura that everybody knew. It's rare for rage to consume someone like Kagura, but when it does and sets her beyond her limits, the results ain't pretty.
Looks insane.
Expected a series like Hajime no Ippo to have one of these, and here it is. Coming up at number 5 is Takamura's shining moment. Coming into the fight against the undefeated Hawk, Takamura seems to have found his perfect match. Finally, Takamura gets paired with someone just as loud and boisterous as him, and his American counterpart, Hawk, can sure walk the walk when it comes to settling things in the ring. In terms of intensity, Hawk has no peer, but it's Takamura finally tapping into that intensity and rage that keeps him in the game and ultimately gets him on top. Talk about beating someone at their own game. At the fight's darkest moment, it's Takamura's unstoppable rage that allows him to finally turn the tides. The blue eyes say it all. The intensity has been turned up to such an extent that it allows him to finally settle the score and put an end to the undefeated streak of Brian Hawk. The scene featuring decisive punches fueled by his complete rage is something that Hajime no Ippo fans will remember forever.
Yo,
Man.
Loy.
Oh, I was like,
They
this
say
looks really
never to
familiar.
play with fire, and Envy learns that lesson with a
course.
first-hand experience in one of the plentiful
Brotherhood.
scenes that helped cement Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood as the highest-rated anime on my anime list. Sorry, interspecies reviewers fans. As if I was debating if I should choose this moment or the battle with Lust, I think that this fight just gets a slight edge because of its pure raw emotion. It's in this fight against Envy where you can fully see what extent a pissed-off Mustang can do. The death glare the Colonel gives to Envy is just telling, and he proceeds to deliver an execution, battering Envy with snap after snap of his fire powers.
I can
The
barely breathe
result,
in this.
a completely charred homunculus
Oh,
that's
man.
utterly helpless against Mustang.
Oh,
Is this
people wear
revenge
that.
for Maze Hughes?
I'm, like,
Who
dying.
knows?
Oh, I love Full Metal Alchemist. Oh, boy, it was so good. I'm too scared to start One Piece. It's so
Need any
long.
proof to see how badass Whitebeard is and that he's a person that
I
you
like-
would never
I'm
ever
never
want to
gonna see
piss
the
off?
outside
Akainu
again
gets
if
a
I started.
first-hand experience of it. In the scene, Whitebeard appears behind the Admiral, his towering and shadowy presence overwhelming. Akainu certainly heard boss music, and at that point, he would have known that he was screwed. Whitebeard then proceeds to show Akainu who's the boss by delivering a devastating beatdown, absolutely wrecking him and showing everyone the difference
like
between
20
an
times
Admiral
bigger than him.
and a Yonko. How a dying Whitebeard manages to do this is simply amazing. Akainu having survived the ordeal is an even more amazing feat by itself, and it had people calling bullshit. Our runner-up is Naruto Shippuden, thanks to Obito. It's no secret that Obito really loved Rin. Now, what does a man do
I
when he
don't know
sees his
anything
former
about
friend
Naruto.
kill the girl and is left with nothing to lose? For Obito, the answer is simple. Be completely consumed with rage, unleash it, and go down the path of villainy for good. Seeing the sight of Rin getting killed by Kakashi was enough to make Obito snap. Unable to accept any of this, the ninja trembles in anger and takes his frustrations on the hidden mist ninjas. The slaughter that follows is merely a preview of the emotional turmoil that Obito must be having at this moment. Granted, the hidden mist ninjas were obviously fodder, but you can feel the emotion with each of Obito's frustrated punches and attacks. He became a one-man army in his own right, and in that state, absolutely nothing can stop him.
Yes. This is amazing. I saw this. It was awesome. It was
Attack on Titan plus rage moment? Alright, time to have an error moment capping off the list.
Lovey was.
Not really. Rage and fury aren't exactly the traits that you would associate with Levi, but Attack on
True.
Titan's
Lovey
No Regrets
Levi.
OVA showed us one of the moments of peak rage, and it came from none other than the supposed calm and stoic Levi. Seeing those dead people who meant so much to him completely sent
Yeah.
him off, and Levi quickly went to work
that
the
was
only way he
intense,
can.
dude.
Quick massacre and decimation of Titans.
stuff
It's rare
is
that you
really
see
nothing
Levi
to
with
stuff
this
on my
much
ass.
emotion, but there it is. You could also tell that while he massacred the Titan, he was seemingly prolonging the bloodbath, prolonging the pain, as if trying to torture the hapless monster and making it feel every bit of his emotional scars. Looks like Levi and Eren aren't too different after all.
The scene was incredible. I recommend watching it in full. It was amazing.
And that just about wraps it up for this week. Do the entries get your blood boiling? Which among these rage moments is your favorite? I'd love to hear your thoughts, and you guys know what to do. If you found this list fun and interesting,
Those were all great. Levi. Did he say both? I heard him say both Levi and Levi. I've heard both. I've heard both. I know, I've heard both. I swore I've heard both. I feel like they've said Levi and Levi. No, I've definitely heard both.
Okay.
He says Levi, I say Levi, whatever, who cares?
Okay.
But that scene, I'm not a huge Attack on Titans fan. I watched the first season when it was popular, and I was like, oh, this is so good, I really liked it. And then, it was gone for like 10 years, and then Sanctons came around, and I wasn't really interested anymore. But I still watched second season, and I saw that scene, and it was amazing. So good. Wait, I don't know what season Attack on Titan is on. I don't know, I can't even keep track. But I saw that scene. It was... Attack on Titan is good. I don't know. Or maybe... Wait, I think that was that third season? Wait, I think that was third season. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't keep track that much. I think that was in third season. If there are 3 seasons, I think that was the third season. But that scene was intense. Like I liked it a lot. It was really good. It was super duper intense. And I recommend watching the full entire scene. It was just I recommend probably watching the third season, because you don't really get that same intensity without getting the emotional connection to all the characters, because they do build up a lot of emotional connection to the characters, and then and all that stuff happens. So yeah, I would recommend watching that scene. It was crazy. I loved it though. All the rest of ones, I don't know. This was volume 2, so maybe volume 1 was a lot better. I think this one was, I don't know, I feel like there was a lot more impactful anime rage moments than the ones that were in here. I just didn't feel the intensity of it. Maybe because he was mostly like describing the scene and not really like letting it play. I wish he would have just let it play like a little bit. I enjoyed the video. It was a good video, but I wish we would let it play. I didn't think that these were like that great of intense, like impactful anime rage moments. I guess if you're talking about impactful, then maybe, but I kind of like more of it like intensity, and I didn't feel like any of them gave it to me except for the first one, which because I've already seen that scene, I know how intense it is. Yeah, this video's already. Oh my goodness, it's almost 20 minutes long. But yeah, that's gonna be it. It's gonna be it right there. This is technically my third video recorded. But the other 2 you're never gonna see because there's no audio. So this is actually my first one. I'll record another one. It's already almost 9 a.m. and I haven't slept yet. Who knows? I still have to edit this one. Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, if you made it this far, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and comment down below what you guys thought of this list, and what is your opinion on the most impactful anime rage scene that you guys have ever watched. Like, what do you think is the best? I think Levi's the best out of this list, but what do you guys think in general is the best? Also, leave any reaction requests down below in the comments, and follow me on all my socials for updates, as well as to tell me some reaction requests. And yeah, and that's it. I will see you in the next video. Bye.